Yeah, what up, man? What up? Good day to you. Hey, we are back on our normally scheduled, regularly scheduled. But sorry for the I don't want to call it flopping around because we know exactly what we're doing. You know what I'm saying? But hey, listen, Sundays
Are you
are
getting
when
the
we
content? Yes.
yes. You know what I'm saying? You're getting what you paid for, even though you ain't really paid for it. And you know what time it is on the wrestling tip. Y'all been waiting for us to do this, which is talk about wrestling like nobody else in the world, man. So we prepared to do that for y'all this day at this time or whenever you receive the information that we got for you. So without further ado, it's time for the first Black Champ podcast. I'm still the pick. Don't get it twisted. Scam from the port.
And I am JR Bang. Make sure you rate, like, subscribe, download wherever you get your favorite podcast. Barbershare Network is the home. The FBC Pod is where you can find us at on all socials. Go ahead and get the merch. You see Camp got the chocolate on, you know what I'm saying? Underneath the Intercontinental Podcast Championship belt. So we're gonna go ahead and get this started. War Games.
Yeah,
We was
man.
wondering if we was gonna get an actual War Games match,
Yes.
especially since Triple H was saying that he wasn't necessarily down with pattering, pattering, big named matches like Hell in a Cell, War Games, TLC after pay per views and stuff. But we getting War Games. So that's what it is. And not
Mhm.
only are we getting war games, we already know who some of the participants are. So it's going to be the Judgment Day versus Seth Freakin Rollins, Cody Rhodes, Jey Uso, and Sami Zayn inside the cage.
Mhm.
So we kind of figured that was going to happen, but it kind of leaves out one family, which we'll talk about a little bit later. But
Mhm.
what are your thoughts on the second main roster War
Mhm.
Games matchup?
Well, um, I do like the aspect of Judgment Day being in War Games. However, my disappointment was immediately everything that I said last week in the episode, I think in the last two episodes, about what I wanted Survivor Series to be, which was even if it was branded as a Team Raw versus Team SmackDown, I was just looking forward to that Nick Aldis, Jimmy Sound Click versus Adam Pearce, Jey Uso uh, team situation. I was just looking forward to that. I think that with everything going on in the WWE, I still think that is the most compelling story that could have been told in the shortest amount of time. But again, my Slammy Award winner for Superstar of the Year is about to go in War Games. Spoiler alert for y'all. Maybe a guarantee for the show. I'm expecting Damian Priest to show why he's the superstar of the year to me in this match. Anytime that you can get uh, your top guys and your best performing guys into one of the key marquee matches of the year, and it not being WrestleMania, you win. However, damn it, JD McDonough, I almost call him DJ, and Rhea Ripley should swap, and they need to get Raquel Rodriguez on their team or somebody else, or Nia Jax, whoever else, since her cousin on the team, and make this match slot 5 for 5 to all the people that we really want to see in it.
So I was wondering if they'd make this a 5-on-5. I mean, they definitely ain't gonna put the ladies in there with the men like this.
Yeah.
It's this ain't the Indies. You know what I'm saying? Where you got folks, men and women wrestling all the time. The WWE ain't gonna do that. But I was wondering if they were to add an extra member. And I already had it in my mind if Randy Orton is ready to come back, as they say, I could see him being the fifth member for Team Freakin. I guess you could say.
Yeah, Team Freakin. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, look, told y'all, been on the Survivor Series kick. So, we got Team Freakin versus Judgment Day. Look, it's better than Dudes with Attitudes, okay?
For
Because
sure.
Dudes with Attitudes is the worst, team name that I've ever heard in wrestling. Like, I'm still mad at WCW for naming that team Dudes with Attitudes. All right, but we got Team Freakin that could get Randy Orton, and then you got Judgment Day that could possibly get Drew McIntyre. I'm still wondering what's up with Drew McIntyre and what they see, buddy. So if there were extra men added to this War Games, I could see Drew McIntyre in Judgment Day, or at least fighting with Judgment Day. And I could see Randall Keefe, fighting with Team Freakin.
Yeah. Yeah, man. That would be the best options. I'm glad that there is not an option to add the Miz and this on the face team, because no, you know what I'm saying? But they obviously would gear up for it. You dig what I'm saying?
I mean, we still getting face Miz, which we'll talk about a little bit later.
Yeah, craziness. Even, hey, look, we'll get to it. I want to talk about all of that too, in detail. Randy Orton is the only man. You know what? Honestly, he's the only member that fits with the rest of that team. You know what I'm saying? Like you can, even though they got JD McDonough over there, and you can't just throw anybody else over on the other team, because this is a team full of people that matter. Like, even when you look at all of the Raw versus SmackDown rosters, this one is pretty lit. Because just main event Jay, Sami, Seth, and Cody, you're talking about catching every single top guy where they're legit the top guy within the last 18 months. And you don't normally have that. You usually have the guy who's just far and away the guy, two guys that you want to be the guy, and the guy that was just the guy. You know what I mean? Like, it's never really been this star-studded ticket drawing level for all your participants. So how do you even compete with that? You get the living legend and the legend killer at the same time. You get Randy Orton. So that's why I would personally love to see it. And, with the issues with his back and what have you, that's also a good way to just usher him in on some, you know what? Go ahead and get 7 minutes. You know what I mean? Pause if necessary. And do your thing.
I mean, you raised some good points on that too. It's already, if you made the predictions, it's already like, all right, well, JD McDonough, get ready to submit. And I talked about this last year. I'll say it again. This ain't War Games to me anyway, if you can win by pin. All right. Real War Games hours is when you get to the match beyond, you win by submit or surrender. I don't want to see nobody count to 3. I don't want to see nobody try to escape a cage and win this. No. Real War Games hours is all y'all get in the ring, submit or surrender, and we get, I guess in this case, Michael Cole saying, wait a minute, what? Oh shit, JD McDonough just gave up. This match is over with.
Right. Hey, and Cody should fight for it off the strength of his pops.
Yes, like Cody, this is where we appeal to you. Let's get back to the real rules for War Games. It's not, everybody in, now you can pin. No. Right. I want to see some blood. I want to see a submit or surrender. I do not want to see somebody pin 1, 2, 3, because that's not War Games, y'all.
No, it's not.
It's not War Games. The first pay-per-view I ever ordered, War Games. All right? It's the 4 Horsemen versus Sting, Flying Brian, Steiner Brothers. Hey, I need that.
Yeah. Absolutely. You know, the magic of matches ending oddly and abruptly. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I mean, of course, you don't want to fly in Brian's situation, but
Oh yeah, you don't want that.
you know what I'm saying? Like, that's an unfortunate botch. Shout out to Sid Vicious. Rest in peace, Brian Pimp. But to watch War Games in its original format and form, how could you not want it? You know what I'm saying? Especially like, I mean, in a lot of ways, it's the I Quit match and the Last Man Standing match all rolled into one in like a cooler like atmosphere. I don't understand why not bring that back and do it that way. But you know what? Hey, look, we ain't in the front office. We just know what will work best for the fandom of the people that have been watching for a little longer than 3 years, right? That's it.
Yeah, and not only that, I need a closed cage.
Mm,
Like, I need
yes.
all my War Games back. I need the closed cage. It needs to be 10 feet.
Mm,
I need submit or surrender,
mm.
and we good. I don't need this pin. I don't need somebody doing the frog splash off of the top of the cage. So Dominic Mysterio, you chill. All right. We don't need you doing that. Nah. We need people grabbing the cage and kicking folks and all of that. Let's
Yeah,
bring real war
yeah,
games back. We
yeah,
need the most authentic war games if Cody Rhodes is going to be in the match that his daddy created.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. It's the love hate relationship with the closed cage is that, you know, if it's 10 feet, it's like, dang, you ain't gonna see a lot of high flying moves, but how many times in the
Don't
fight
need
you gonna
to.
see somebody like jump off a building or something like that? You know what I'm saying?
That's the whole thing of war games. The thing of war games is not getting a whole bunch of splashes off the top rope.
Yeah.
No.
But the magic of it is stringing somebody up, handcuffing somebody up by their hands, and beating them up because you're like, hey, no, we got him. Hey, we don't know what y'all
Yes.
about to do, but we got him, and he gonna quit. Like this, I think it just inspires just greater creativity for finishes, and I think you got a lot of great guys that truly understand the business, that understand the history, that can give us a hell of a finish in the original format too. I think that's also important. I think you're dealing with some of the most creative guys of the last decade, really, maybe even longer. And you'll get a super dope finish with the original rules. So
Yes. So let's bring it back. Real war games hours. Dedication to Cody and his daddy. How do you feel
yeah.
about that though? Like Cody being able to fight in the match that his dad created, one of the more infamous wrestling matches, you know, at least in our time.
You know what? I'm actually glad you said that because I didn't really think about it until right now. One I think is it's super cool, but you know where Dusty excelled mentally, I think Cody excels physically. Like, I think when we see a lot of these moments that Dusty Rhodes created being reenacted or recreated by Dusty, by Cody, you see what Dusty probably wanted to do in his mind when Cody's out there. And because it wasn't like Dusty looked the most athletic, but he did some extremely athletic things for his size, and and he thought about things. He thought about the psychology of wrestling in a way that just most people wouldn't, and he always gave a great fight. I think that you know, Cody's just always been just the perfect combination of Dustin and Dusty.
Right.
So I love seeing him in these matches, which is another reason why I want to see him in the original. So now, for me, and it's not to put too much pressure on Cody because I think he can do it no problem. I really want him to take this version of War Games and set it on his ear. Like, yo, this is how it's got to go now. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, y'all ain't gonna change the rules. Y'all ain't gonna close the cage. Well, what we about to think of and how this match is executed and finished is now the bar. Like, create the new bar for the new War Games. You've done it for the new indie wrestler. Now do it for the new specialty match or the remixed specialty match.
Okay. When you a kid, right? I ain't even gonna bring it to the fatherly thing. It's just when you a kid, you want to see the cool shit. You want to be a part of the cool shit. And I do think for Cody, something like that, I think it's not just because of his father's legacy, but the match was just cool.
Yeah.
Like, I challenge anybody who really love wrestling to just go watch War Games matches. Just go watch War Games matches. Even when with the Survivor Series, it's always cool to seeing a hodgepodge of wrestlers with one common goal, which is to beat the other dude's ass. It's always great to see that. And the Survivor Series and War Games gave us that. Like I said, the first pay-per-view I ordered was War Games 91. So, get ready for the anniversary or the mention of, Doom breaking up and Jim Ross looking at the black boy. Like, yeah, who your favorites? Who you come here to see? The black boy say Doom. Basically, Jim Ross like, shit, this shit sucks for you. Back to you, Tony. Like, seeing the Midnight Express and the Road Warriors and the Samoan SWAT team, seeing the Four Horsemen go up against everybody, basically. Sting, the Dangerous Alliance versus dudes with attitudes. Hell, the NWO, seeing, Sting basically got to tell everybody on his team, fuck you, because y'all didn't believe me. So I'm about to wreck shop and then bounce, and then whatever happens to y'all happens. And Lex Luger's like, Sting, my bad. Oh man, I tweaked. I'm normally the one that be turning on you. I didn't this time. And you didn't either. My bad, come back. And like my man B-Dot said, Peacock finally got the first War Games and 91 War Games is goated. Yes, it is. Like, it's definitely the match that I hold near and dear because, I spent the money to see this pay-per-view, but also it had everything that you wanted from me, wanted and needed. And what I think is missing, and what I tell y'all all the time that are missing in matches, is the dramaticism.
For sure.
Like, that's the whole thing with War Games. It's the bad guy coming in first. So the good guy has to try to fend off them until his homie get in. It's I guess no disrespect to Larry Sabisco, but, we knew who was going to tap.
Yeah.
It wasn't going to be Arn Anderson.
No, never.
It wasn't going to be like, see what I mean? Like, when they went up against Sting's Squadron, and stuff like that. Even just going back in the 80s when they kept holding War Games with all of the Great American Bashes when they had the Great American Bash tour. Like, fam, the hearing the crowd, really cheer for them. And like I said, like, especially in Sting's case, it's like seeing Sting, Flying Brian, and the Steiner brothers.
Yeah, for sure.
For real? Y'all all on one team?
Yeah.
Oh, shit, it's lit. Like, you can't tell me when you saw Sting, the Steiner brothers, Flying Brian all get on one team that you didn't think, like, yo, the Four Horsemen, y'all in trouble.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
It didn't happen that way.
Yeah.
But that was the thought.
For sure. For sure. It was, yeah, I mean, yeah, man, it's dramaticism. I think that, again, we're just in we're so heavy in the spot culture era of wrestling where we just really not telling stories. Hell, we barely telling stories in matches anymore. again, that's why I speak to the point of, yo, a lot of Roman Reigns matches be perfect till motherfuckers start coming to the ring. Because, like, Roman Reigns, however you feel about however many times he wrestled, if he tells 7 stories in 7 matches, that's worth watching, and you can have 100 spots, I'm taking his 7 stories over your 100 spots. That's just me. That's how I give it up when I'm watching wrestling. And the dramaticism, and Bang even speak to it some more, because the dramaticism didn't start with the match. It started with making the match. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was like, yo, like, Ric Flair got beef with Sting, but yo, he low-key got beef with Flying Brian for just being here. You know what I'm saying? And so, like, so Flair really can't wait to get, like, and he don't respect them enough to get somebody too real. So, hey, Larry, come with us. Yo, we got dude. Like, like, that's like, you got to understand that even just those stories being told to make you be like, yo, all this is about to happen at one time. Like, okay, we gonna squash everything, which, to Triple H's point, this is what War Games is all about. Finishing stories. But man, the lead-ins, the build-up, the extra dramaticism to make you be like, look, I don't even really care to see any of these other exhibitions, even though they gonna be fire too. When we get to War Games, we got to get new snacks. We got to get new drinks. Everybody got to shut up, turn the phone off. We got to watch this. And we ain't got that. We just got a lot of great spots for what it's worth.
Yeah, so moving on to the women's joint, which I guess you could say it looks like it's gonna happen. Because shockingly enough, after starting off the match with each other, that's not how the night ended. Asuka came down with Bianca Belair and Charlotte Flair. We thinking we're about to get a very quality women's 6-woman match with Damage Control versus Asuka, Bianca Belair, and Charlotte Flair. And Asuka was like, nah, I'm going to go kick it with my girls because they all back. They all of them back. Kairi Sane, we talked about, is back. Io Sky is still a SmackDown Women's Champion. Bayley, we was wondering if Bayley was going to get really kicked out. And you was kind of wondering, and when the match started, like, is Kairi going to be like, yo, I'm about to go get my lick back? And we know Dakota Kai is still, recovering from an ACL. But that's how the match ended. The match ended with Asuka basically like, nah, bitch. Nah. And then they go ahead and whipping those 2 women ass. Shotzi came down and tried to help out, but, ain't nobody care about that. You know what I'm saying? So now we have Asuka, Kairi Sane, Io Sky, and Bayley. Which now means it looks like it's going to be War Games women's style with Bianca Belair, Charlotte Flair, and Shotzi challenging Damage Control. But my question to you is it clear that Jade Cargill will be the 4th woman in War Games rounding up the squads?
I'm going to hope not. And I'm just going to keep it real. I'm just going to hope not. First of all, and then to say that, to circle back real quick, first of all, I knew all the Asians was going to turn on somebody. I just thought it was Bayley. Like, I didn't tweet this, but I'm going to say it for the show. When I was like, oh, this is all the new... it's all the 2nd or 3rd generation NXT girls turning on the Generation 1 NXT girl, right? Because I thought Dakota was going to be like, yo, you done out here. Me, Io, and Kairi are going to do our thing. But then I seen Asuka and I was like, yo, you know what? No, Asuka's in that fleet too, though. And low-key Bianca Belair is also. So my whole thing was, I was like, yo, these Asians going to click up and they're going to turn on Bayley. But I had Io and Sane turning face. I didn't have Asuka turning heel. So, I mean, but we got what we got. Jade Cargill on War Games with all these women? No, hell no. Sorry. And I'm not trying to be a hater, but I don't think a War Games match is going to speak to any of her true ability or strengths. I just don't see it. I mean, sorry, for the most part, I just can't get over everything that happened with Trina in AEW. I just can't get over that. I can't. I don't none of that means that you can be in War Games a year later. I'm sorry. Not with Charlotte Flair. Not with Charlotte Flair out there. Not with Asuka out there. Not with Bayley out there. No. And look, and y'all still are competing with, to me, still to this day, the best new era War Games moment, the person that created the best new era War Games moment, which is Dakota Kai, who can't even be in the match. There has not been a better entrance match setup than Dakota Kai at that War Games match. She's number one for me in this era. She can't really mess with the WCW stuff, but for what War Games is, Swerve's performance, she's number one. So we're not going to put the green girl out there with the girl that's outside looking like, yo, I could have did better with this without my ACL. Yo, what are we doing?
I hate to disagree with you. I'm going to disagree with you.
Okay.
Part of it is because of what I said yesterday. You might as well go ahead and put those two black women together for at least right now.
Yeah.
But the other piece of it is she could be protected. You know what I'm saying? You come up in there hot. You do a couple of kicks, a couple of power moves, do that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the pose and shit.
See?
Do a couple of slams and stuff like that. And then, you know, everybody start fighting. The heels start getting over on the women. And then next thing you know, the heels pull it off. I mean, the faces pull it off. Only thing for me is simple. Close ring, no pins. I don't want to. And I know somebody's going to be like, Kairi Sane, elbow, top of the cage, photogenic moment. Nah. I'm still nah.
Yeah, she's going to break her labia or something.
Yeah, she's going to break some shit. Somebody's going to break something. And it's more about the story than the spot.
Yeah.
And I think that with War Games, I think that's what War Games is. It's more about the story than it is the spot. It's more about who don't like who at the time, who don't mind ganging up on this other person, and all of that. It is not about, let's jump off the top of the cage and do some spectacular ass splash.
Yeah.
It's not that. It's not about, let me do a couple of cartwheels and backflips on the cage, before I jump on everybody, and do, at the end of it. No, it is about the story. And I think that Jade Cargill coming in and her story kind of is, this is her first match. She was dominant over there. Let's see if she could be dominant over here. Teaming up with women that's going to protect her. And on the other side, women is going to also be able to make her look good. And in one match, you're going to see her go up against people that you want to test out and see. You test out against Asuka, test her out against Io Sky, test her out against Bayley. You know what I'm saying? And at the same time, protect her because I don't want to see her one-on-one yet.
Yeah. Hey, listen, man, I'm here to concede that favor ain't fair. And obviously, you know what I'm saying? And obviously, Jade Cargill is going to be used for something major. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just going to stand in my own personal truth and my conviction. I ain't going to hop the fence. I just think she needs the same treatment that all the rest of the great girls got, which is like, yo, you that nice and you coming in with a name, but the matches was and like you and them matches was I know people love you on social media. I know we love the pictures and the fits and the slogans. I get all that. But do we love the wrestling? See, this is why The Rock ain't in my top 5. Because at the end of the day, even though the great was rocking both, he ended up getting integrating both. But everybody getting the Rock push, which is, well, I'm just going to be the superstar first, and then we'll figure this out. But Rock had figured out the wrestling. They just didn't push it. They didn't push it like they needed to. That's the difference. That's why, and out of respect, I just got to keep Rock out of my top 5, because now everybody just want the catchphrase. They want to sell the T-shirts. They want to look sexy. They want to have the TV roles, the movie roles, the cameos, and do all of that. But we ain't really selling no tickets to no main events at no PLEs. And that's what we here for primarily. I'll watch a movie too, maybe, but it's about 10 or 20 Rock movies I've never seen because they ain't got Fast in front of them. Let's just keep it real like that. It's about 10 or 20 movies I never saw too cool. I saw the clip y'all shared. That's what I saw. So I don't give a fuck about none of that. I care about what's happening in WWE. And right now, I just don't see the storytelling, dramaticism, wrestling value that warrants this. And I'm not even saying I know who to replace her with. So Bang, don't even ask me the question. I don't know who to replace her with because we got Shotzi in the match too. Hey, Triple H, you did this. You did this. Because look what you did with Charlotte and Bianca and Asuka and Bayley. So this is your fault, bruh. Now I don't want to see them with any bitch that come to the company. I'm sorry, woman. It's Sunday, and I like women. I can't just watch them with any woman that you bring into the company. So figure it out. This is your fault, Paul.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know who else would join them on SmackDown.
Yeah. Because we can't be like Natty. Like, yo, come on, man.
Yeah,
stop that. No. Stop that too.
No, nah. Natty. It's time for you to be an Instagram model. It's time for you to be OnlyFans. Or what y'all do on the YouTube when y'all be slapping each other chests. It's time for that. It's not time to be a family woman. But like we don't need for Lord, and I love Natty. But we don't need Michael Cole saying, so who's gonna be the 4th? Man. And then because that's
yeah, no, man. It's just, if it's truly levels to it, let it continue to be levels to it. I don't mind Jade Cargill being at Survivor Series and having the match because, again, favor ain't fair. Favor ain't fair. So I'm not even saying that she gotta go the route that I think she should go. But you know what I'm saying? The only other woman I remember seeing on SmackDown that ain't been using is B-Fab, and they kind of need to wrestle each other. My bad, it just sounds like wrong or bogus, but they kind of need to wrestle each other just to see where they at. Like, where they at? This War
Hey,
Games. Bang. Hey, this War Games. My bad. my bad. Sorry for go. This War Games, though. I'm not trying to see green people in War Games.
unless it's Shotzi's hair.
Yeah. And even that, it's like.
Okay, I'll ask you this question. I'll ask you this then. I'm not gonna ask you who you think will be. But it's clear you don't even want Shotzi in this bitch.
No.
So, if you had to pull two women from either NXT or Raw to be on this War Games team, who would it be?
Them two girls that they used since they beat they had Ronda and Shayna Baszler beat them.
Oh, it's LaDon and Fire.
Yeah.
Alba Fire.
Right. I mean, if we're gonna just use anybody, I mean, like, but they not anybody, but they better than I think the selections that exist. At least use the girls that was running shit for a minute. At least use the girls that was running shit for a minute.
Damn.
Versus the girls getting the most likes on Instagram.
Yeah. I guess I would try to put one of the NXT girls in the spotlight. I pick Roxanne Perez.
I'm with that.
I think she's been down there too long in the first place. I think it's time for especially when you look at the SmackDown women's side. Because I don't mind Jade being in the match for all of the reasons why I stated.
Mm-hmm.
But all I'm saying is that this is an opportunity to elevate a woman, especially on the face side of things. And the first choice would have been Tiffany Stratton, but she's not a face. She's a heel, and she should never be a face.
Mm-hmm.
She's one of those people where I put in the never be a face box, always be a heel. You're going to make a whole bunch of money by telling people that they ain't shit. They don't look better than you. They don't deserve to walk on the same sidewalk as you. Right. Tiffany Stratton is going to make a whole bunch of money in her lifetime letting people know that. Because Charlotte Flair, I hate Charlotte Flair as a face. She's one of those other people put in a box. She should always be a heel, never face. It's just irritating. Her and her dad as faces irritate the shit out of me. Like, for real. Hey. Well, except for 89. 89 face Flair was great.
Yeah.
But he was going up against the perfect heel in Terry Funk.
Right, exactly. Hey, Charlotte don't know how to be a heel. That she didn't even talk on Friday. She didn't say anything on Friday. Like, they didn't give her the mic. She didn't say nothing on Friday. She just came out like, Which, you know what? And because the WWE, right. You know what I'm saying? Like, since they didn't like the damn polls on the game and shit. Because the WWE makes their own rules, you know who and this ain't a guarantee or nothing, but you know what I expect though? Becky Lynch to be in this match. She's already not getting the title shot, and she just lost the NXT title. So you know, obviously, Damage Control versus Becky Lynch was a thing. Becky and Bianca are actually cool. Becky and Charlotte ain't cool in real life, but maybe they are now. But maybe they just know how to work together. I just see Becky Lynch by hook, crook, or claws being able to get in this match somehow because who else could it be that makes us care about the top face, the woman that should never be face, the one that they're trying to get over, and solve for X.
All right, I got something for you.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to try to get Becky. Adam Pearce is going to block it. They're going to have no choice to get Jade.
Okay. Hey, and you know what? Bet. Hey, look, favor ain't fair. Every time until we see her in the actual match, favor ain't fair. Every time we bring up Jade Cargill, my final statement is favor ain't fair. So I'm good with whatever happened. I'm letting y'all know off top, I'm not hating. I'm just saying, but favor ain't fair.
Hey, man, I feel you. First Black Champ. Make sure you rate, like, subscribe, download, wherever you get your favorite podcast. The Barbershed Network is the home. So go ahead and join us. Other matches announced for Survivor Series. Rhea Ripley versus Zoey Stark. Zoey Stark won. I think it was a Battle Royal on Raw. And she's going to be taking on Rhea Ripley. So how long is this match?
Man, you know what? Because Zoey wasn't even my dark horse pick. Like, I didn't give her a shot at all. I thought she was going to be one of the first 7 eliminated. I ain't going to lie to you. So they'll give her like 10 minutes. They'll give her 10. She's not beating Rhea, but I guess this is just residual payoff for everything. Thank you, Trish.
Okay, basically, I mean, I see what Becky Lynch has been doing, really elevating the women's division and everything. And, I don't think this is that, basically. I mean, and this is no disrespect to Zoey Stark. This is more about the respect that we have for Rhea Ripley.
Absolutely.
Like, we're getting everything I guess we wanted with China. Being the women's champion and how she basically can beat every woman in there with her arm tied behind her back.
Hey, yo, Rhea Ripley beat up men half this year. It ain't personal.
Yeah. So
she didn't beat a man in the match, but she beat up a lot of men this year.
Yes. So, yeah. That's a wrap, y'all. But then we got Gunther going up against The Miz.
Yeah, man.
Now, rumor has it that it's actually supposed to have been The Miz and Ricochet in this match. But Ricochet had a concussion during the match.
Ooh.
He smacked his head pretty hard in the match, giving himself a concussion. So what was supposed to happen is that he was supposed to pin, and The Miz was supposed to pin their respective opponents at the same time.
Okay.
Leading to a triple threat between The Miz, Ricochet, and Gunther. But that ain't the case, so we're going to get Miz versus Gunther for the Intercontinental Championship.
Yeah. The unfortunate part about all of that is I wasn't feeling either one of those matches. I don't want to see the triple threat either. To be real, the only match I wanted to see was Gunther versus Ivar. That was it. I actually went up when I was like, yo, they got Ivar by himself? Yo, this is the one I always liked anyway.
Because the other homie had neck surgery.
Yeah.
Neck fusion surgery. So
so
you are an Ivar fan?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Yo, because obviously, as we get nostalgic here for a minute, we're fans of Bam Bam Bigelow. We're fans of Vader. So I put him in that class. And, because the other guy that I really liked from this era, before I got to Ivar, was Killian Dane. Loved Killian Dane. So I wanted him to be a lot more than what he ended up being in the WWE. So, Ivar cold as hell to me. So I wanted that match. I don't even understand why this happened the way it did. Even though, because if you're going to put two guys that should or could be heel, together, then make it them two, because that's the moment and the match.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Well, look, I ain't gonna lie to you. Either way it go, I don't want the Miz in this shit. I do not want the Miz going up against Gunther.
Yeah.
No.
Hey, and technically the Miz won like a heel, just to be clear.
Yeah.
Just to be clear. He technically won like a heel.
But Fam. Gunther versus Miz, man. Gunther gonna kill that man. He gonna beat the shit out that man. Against the Miz, this iteration of the Miz, face Miz, no. He don't stand a chance against people like Gunther.
Yeah.
He gonna smack the shit out that boy. Man, he gonna smack Miz back to wearing the shorts and the fedora.
Hey.
Like one chest, right. He gonna smack his ass in the chest and the Miz is gone. Oh, I ain't been that in almost 10 years, man.
Right.
Like, he gonna smack this man back to OVW. He gonna smack this man back to the real world. All right? He gonna smack this man back to Cleveland, Ohio, Jack. You keep saying favor ain't fair. You right. Because don't do me no favor like this. If I'm the Miz, don't do me no favor in going up against Gunther.
Facts.
Not worth it. Not worth
Facts.
it. I'm good. You play stupid games, you get stupid prizes.
You absolutely
And this stupid prize is about to be a hand to a chest. You're going to see the slow motion where you see Gunther's handprint on the Miz. They might as well have Maurice. Like, if you really want to milk this Miz being a face thing, y'all, have Maurice in the front row. Don't even have her. Don't even have her on the apron. Have her in the front row. And watch the Miz get his ass whooped by Gunther, and they keep panning over to Maurice. Like,
you about to see
she
the
looking
worst
like
acting
Apollo
ever.
Yeah, hey, she looking like Apollo Creed wife.
Hey,
When
she don't know how to be
whooping her
face
ass.
either. Hey, she don't know how to be face either. She's so bad that she don't know how to cry. She don't.
Hey.
What's she crying for? Look at her. She wake up like that every day.
They better figure it out, fam, because like they could really make this Rocky 4 if they wanted to.
Man, listen.
They could really, they could really make it like Maurice, like, fam, you know damn well you're not gonna win. You can't win. You can't win. And then they show the Miz doing the whole Rocky 4 montage, fam. That's the only way this match is gonna be interesting to me. They gotta Rocky 4 this shit. They gotta show the Miz getting prepared for the match of his life, because this is the match of his life. They gotta show Gunther, you know what I'm saying, going through everything he go through, you know what I'm saying, to prepare for a match. Like, he could be slapping trees down and shit.
Hell
Things,
no.
you know, all
Man.
of that stuff. Maurice telling the Miz, you can't win. Her being in the front row. Anytime the Miz gets slapped in the chest, they put the camera on her, and she's like just be Diana, like, what's the British Bulldog? Diana Hart. Like, be Diana Hart when the British Bulldog was going up against Shawn Michaels, fam. Do that or something. Because the Miz going up against Gunther, we know what's going to happen, fam. And they not going to pull off no miraculous, I can't believe it, what an upset, you can never count out the Miz. Yeah. No. The Miz is going to break down first chest shot. He's going to cry.
Man, listen. All they can do for me is have Gunther beat Miz and then show up on Raw in his well-tailored suit and his loafers with the Miz's wife on his arm. That's it. That's it. So either way, I still don't want to see that Survivor Series. I'm looking for the day after. That's the only way I care. That's the only way I'll be interested. That ain't going to happen. I don't know why they're doing this to my guy. Love the Miz. You just gotta like the people that can be heels in real life because their life is that lit in real life. So nothing about this appeals to me. Ivar versus Gunther. That's where I want to go with it. It's that or bust. I didn't want to see anybody else in the match. I don't want to see him and Ricochet again. I didn't want to see him in Big Bronson Reed again. Never want to see him in The Miz. So yeah. Oh well.
Damn, man. Hey, pray for Miz at this point.
For sure.
Boy, that boy whole chest gonna look like real world Las Vegas.
Oh no.
That's what that shit gonna look like. All right, man. Let's go ahead and move on to what we were hoping to happen and that we were predicting to happen. And it finally happened. Santos Escobar turned on Rey Mysterio because Carlito came down there and was like, yo, you lost because your boy.
Right.
Like I told you, you lost because your boy. And Santos like, bitch, what?
Oh, right, yeah, man.
Oh.
Like, come on, man. I got on snakeskin cowboy boots, man. Who you talking to like this, man?
Yeah. But my question to you is, did they move forward with the heel turn too quick?
Yeah, in a matter of speaking, yes. Because you can tell that now they instantly trying to get to Survivor Series. They trying to add to the card for Survivor Series. And it's like the montage will look better than what we saw because you'll see the moments. But I also think that, nobody's there to see the LWO. They're there to see Rey Mysterio and the Latin individuals. And that's why, and it's not working. you know what I'm saying? It's Rey Mysterio and the Latin individuals. And we gotta get these Latin individuals out of here because Santos really matters. Like Carlito really matters. Zelina by herself really matters. The other two dudes is definitely just Latin individuals. So with that being said, yeah, speed this up, get this out the way. Them shirts ain't in the top 10. Like, we got a large Latin audience. I bet you get a Bad Bunny WWE shirt, boom, to the moon. Hey, Damian Priest shirt, I'm sure, going nuts right now. Probably sold more than the LWO t-shirt last week. So, yeah, they moving it too fast, but you gotta hurry up and get this on the road because we gotta get everybody in the ring that matters now before we got future endeavor everybody.
Damn. Why you cook them boys like that? Yeah, they moved too fast with this heel turn. They needed to stretch this out for like at least 1 or 2 more weeks right before, Survivor Series. It just, he went 0 to 60. In one night, he went from, to, man, what the hell wrong with dude? To, damn, so you just gonna,
right.
like, he became bipolar in one night, which leads me to my question to you. Are we gonna get drug dealing hours back? Or are we gonna get crazy Eddie Guerrero?
Oh man, that's interesting. I'm hoping we get drug dealer hours for sure. Because every kingpin needs Latin individuals. You dig? So, but see this, to your point about the fast storytelling, see, this is where the individual branding of Raw and SmackDown messes up the game. Because there's enough episodes of Raw and SmackDown to tell this entire story to get them to Survivor Series, and we got everything we need from the story. Because they could have had the situation with Carlito, they could have on SmackDown, they could have had another situation on Raw, they could have had another situation on SmackDown. By Raw, he fully turns, and then Survivor Series, which will also be on Saturday, so that he gets another SmackDown to get his thing off, and then we get the Survivor Series. So that would have, situations like this is where it pays to be on both shows.
Yeah. First off, just going back a bit, you right, because you didn't even see them other dudes down there after once shit went crazy. You saw Zelina Vega crying. How can you do this? And I was sitting there like, man, get the fuck up out of here. You don't want to be that too.
Right. Like, girl, I invited you. What are you talking?
Yeah. You wouldn't even be back here in this company if it wasn't for me. All right. So that's why I hope Drug Dealing Hours is back. I want my man to come out here suited and booted. You know what I'm saying? I want my man out here basically doing the thing. I don't want him to be the LWO hanger on. Like, no, I want him to be like, look, I kind of shut shit down for you. You know, we was Legamo de Fantasma.
Yeah.
We was straight. We was selling keys. All right, we was making $3 million a week out here. But we was like, you know what? Let's change our life around a bit and do something for a bigger cause for our people, the LWO. But y'all ain't appreciate it. Y'all ain't appreciate it. So it's back to Drug Dealing Hours, fam. I'm the plug, nigga. I'm Miguel from Power.
Hey, even more to the story. Hey, man, I was only trying to look out because I felt your son was disrespecting you.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying? You know, I could have. Your son could have been a worker. You know what I mean? But I looked out for you.
Yeah.
Oh,
now, on the flip side, though, I love Crazy Eddie Guerrero. Like Eddie Guerrero, used to walk down the ramp slow. Dun 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 dun. Like that Eddie Guerrero didn't care about nobody.
Yeah, for sure.
And will gaslight the hell out of you to make you feel like you ain't shit before he frog splashed the hell out of you.
Yeah.
So even though I want drug dealing hours back, if they make him the crazy Mexican, I'm cool with it.
Yeah, I'm not mad at it either. I think that it will be very telling to see what happens here because he's already had the match with Rey, right? Like he's had it. And
well,
there is
kinda.
Right.
Because you know the concussion thing and all of that stuff. So yeah.
Yeah. So I only said that to say, you know, I think that the real play here was always elevating Santos to a solo level, and maybe they think it's just complete. And him going back and forth and having matches with both Carlito and Rey, I think does nothing but help him out. I just want to know, do the Latin individuals come with him or not? Because to me, he was always the money in LDF, rightfully so. And maybe it's time that he just truly stands alone. So I'm curious to see what happens with everybody else, because the LWO is officially over. Now we really don't care. Now the two people that we were watching it for ain't cool, so it don't matter. You know what I mean? So I am super curious on the next Santos promo, what his actual Survivor Series match will be, and how do they break this up? Because Carlito don't need none of them either.
No, you ain't wrong about that. I'll even go further. With this, just switching a bit. You know, you got to do something real dastardly when you turn on when you turn on Rey Mysterio. Because Rey Mysterio can't keep a friend or a family member.
That's a fact.
Like, you want to turn on somebody, you turn on Rey Mysterio. His own son turned on him. A close friend turned on him. You know, Batista grabbed him by the neck and told him that he was going to hurt him. at this point, fam, if I'm Eddie Guerrero, I mean, if Eddie Guerrero, if I am if I am Rey Mysterio, I don't want no friends. I don't want nobody. I don't want nobody, fam. I think the only person who didn't turn on Rey Mysterio was Kidman
Yeah, hey, yeah, you might be right. That might be the only
and
one.
Edge. The Edge turned on him.
Yeah, no, he had to in like '04 because they was both going after the title. He had to. I don't like it had to have happened.
Or like, did he just hurt his knee or some shit? But
Oh, shoot.
but either way it go, those are probably the only two who ain't turned on Rey Mysterio. Chavo turned on that man.
Absolutely.
Eddie turned on that man. Dominic turned on that man. Batista, scary, turned on that man. Like, y'all go look at when Batista turned on Rey Mysterio, and we know why Batista is a great actor right now.
Yeah.
Or at least a great actor from wrestling standards.
No,
Because when he grabbed,
just doing it.
he doing his thing. But when he grabbed Rey Mysterio by the neck and was like, yo, Rey, I'm going to kill you.
Hey, it was funny. Hey, it's super hilarious, though.
Like, Rey was like, yo, what you talking about? He said, huh? I'm going to kill you. Like, he went crazy on that man. And even if you didn't turn on him, but you just beat his ass, like Brock Lesnar.
Hey, what's so funny
or
about
Roman
it?
Reigns.
I'm sorry, real quick. What's just so funny about what Bag is saying is the fact that even standing against The Undertaker, Rey Mysterio never looked smaller in his life than when Batista got a hold of him. And that's what made it so funny.
Man, when Batista turned on Rey Mysterio, grown ass Bang thought that might be some real heat going on in the back. Like, he might be real mad at dude right now. Like, why is he grabbing him by the neck right now? And why do you see Batista breaking up as he tells Rey, like, hey fam, I'm about to whoop your ass. There's nothing you can do about it.
He was that serious.
All I'm saying, y'all, that was the best heel turn off of Rey Mysterio. For me.
No, you might be right. That might be undisputed, man. That's
undisputed.
That was
but
good.
You got Batista, Dominic, Eddie, Chavo. Am I missing somebody?
I don't think so. Not anybody that was definitely a friend, because the ass beatings are just the ass beatings. Those are just funny. But the actual like turning, I think those are the only actual turn on him moments. I think, well, opponents, I should say. But hilarious, super duper hilarious, man.
Like, if y'all want an SEO win, y'all got to make a list of wrestlers who turned on Rey Mysterio. Like, Randy Orton didn't turn on him, did he?
No, technically no, because wasn't he one of the later Legend Killer victims?
Yeah, you right.
Yeah, because like when he started, because he first started beating up and slapping around the old legends. Then he started beating up the people that they said is legends right now. so they would never go.
Like, matter of fact, I even go one better. Rey, it's time for Rey to turn heel.
Hey,
it is time for Rey Mysterio to be like, fuck this shit. I'm tired of y'all.
I'm tired of this. Every time I give myself for La Familia, they turn on me. Pinche cabrón. I don't get it. I can't take this anymore. This is not how I'm going out. And, you know, whatever match you want to create after that. But because I don't like Rey Mysterio promos. I'm sorry. I hate Rey Mysterio promos. Every time he grabs the mic, I don't want to take my life, but I want to do something else that doesn't involve hearing that. I'm sorry.
Wait a minute, didn't Conan turn on Rey Mysterio?
He definitely turned on Rey Mysterio. Because that's how he got into the NWO, wasn't it?
That's what I'm trying to remember.
I'm thinking Conan before he started rowdy. I think one of his missions was like, yo, you gotta get ready to fuck up out of here. I think it was. Because Conan was wild. Hey, matter of fact, I think Conan beat up every Latin superstar on WCW when he joined the Wolfpack. I think he did. Because he was the only one.
Yeah, we got to find out. Because right now, remember when Chavo turned on on Rey Mysterio? Thought he killed his ass. Like, he beat the shit out that man, too. Damn, trying to figure out. They had to. Yeah, they had to. It had to have been a situation where Conan turned on that man. I'm sure looking. I'm sure trying to figure this out.
Yeah, man. Hey, I ain't got to work today, so I might be in a rabbit hole today now, man. You opened up something, man. Whoa, pause.
Yeah, we got to.
Oh.
Yeah.
Because, yo. Hey,
okay,
man,
so wait. So if we're ranking, at least the ones we know for sure, if we're ranking the best turns involving Rey Mysterio, it's Batista 1, Chavo 2.
Okay, I'm going to go with that.
Dominic 3.
By default.
Yeah, because I'm not putting that number 1 because we kind of knew it was going to happen.
Yeah, and it would. Honestly, it really wasn't that. It really wasn't that smooth. It wasn't that smooth to me. One, because the fix kind of seemed in, and I know it's the moment that makes Judgment Day what it is today, but I didn't feel it. Just because I felt it could have been done in a much cooler way or a much colder way. I think it was a colder way to turn on Rey Mysterio than what he did.
And then Santos number 4?
Yeah. But again, Rush story. See, that's the thing. That's what if we really get into this and dissect it and really get everybody that turned on Rey, I don't think either of those make the top 5. Because Rey has been in some other really great, cooler, interesting moments of getting turned on that I don't think that those are going to be the ones after it's all said and done, after it's all laid out. I can't see those being in the top 5. I just can't. I don't know, man.
At the end of it is Batista and everybody else. So
yeah, that is a fact.
All right, man. Well, let's go ahead and transition into something that seems like had his season finale, and we're waiting on the next season of.
Warrior!
Yeah, man. It seems like the bloodline is going on a little break.
Mm-hmm.
If they're not going to be involved in war games, if John Cena is dead right now, basically, after getting at least 10 thumbs to the throat by Solo, LA Knight is still around. You know, I think they're going to pair LA Knight and Kevin Owens in some capacity. You know, but with all of that going on, and Roman Reigns look like he about to chill out for a bit. Where's the bloodline?
You know, one thing that was glaring to me about SmackDown is that it was the first episode without the bloodline in like 3 years, literally. It's 3 years.
Yeah, it was just like a montage of the thumbs to the throat, and that's it.
So again, hey, great for Solo. Hey, look, hey, I told y'all last week, beating John Cena by homicide is just as good as winning a title, and not the mid-card ones. And sure enough, it is. He got promo when he gonna be back. They promoted him like he got hurt and he needs to return.
They were like, yo, is this the end?
Right. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so let me ask you a question here. Where do we're gonna do rankings of high quality faces getting put out of action by heels. Do you have Solo taking out John Cena or Earthquake taking out Hulk Hogan?
Oh man, the child in me is always going to say Earthquake taking on Hulk Hogan. I didn't cry, but I was super concerned. Because in the 80s, I don't know if you young people remember, but Earthquake killed Hulk Hogan. He killed Damien. He killed, I think he killed the Ultimate Warrior briefly. Because he's Ultimate. So, he came back in like 3 weeks. I think he killed Bruce the Bar Beefcake. Like the Earthquake killed a lot. Earthquakes was killing people. And then Earthquake started killing people. So if he killed animals, when you kill an animal, you're the most dangerous man in the world. And that's definitely how he was presented. So no, Earthquake, rest in peace, John Tenta. Earthquake, number one. Way far and away, number one.
Guys, we got Solo and John Cena or Hulk Hogan and King Kong Bundy.
See, you know what? We don't give Hulk Hogan enough credit for being 6'8", 308 pounds and selling like that. Like, let's just keep it real, Bang. Hulk Hogan is literally Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Because I've seen him convulse. I've seen him be broken in half. And Hulk Hogan always got carried away. We don't give, hey, look, I know we black. This first Black Champ podcast is Camp This Bang, and we're not supposed to be bigging up Hulk Hogan, right, in the 2020s. But in the 1980s, Hulk Hogan of 6'8", 300 plus pounds of roid rage.
303.
You know what I'm saying? Literally let people kill him.
Paul Orndorff.
Carry him out only to sell the next match in 4 months. So you really think he dead? John Cena got a prison stabbing and stood for applause before he left. And again, death by homicide is still great. It's great for the time that we in. But man, if they're not carrying you out, you can't be in the top 10. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Let me see. Okay. Solo and John Cena or Ultimate Warrior and Jake the Snake Roberts?
You said who and John Cena? I coughed, my bad.
No, Solo and John Cena or Jake the Snake Roberts and the Ultimate Warrior?
For humor purposes, one of the funniest things we ever seen in our life was "Bury me alive, Snake Man! Bury me alive!" Hey, look, hey, listen. Jake the Snake Roberts is the original Jigsaw. Matter of fact, hey, he need to call the makers of Saw and be like, "Hey, yo, y'all talking about shit?" because low key, if you think about the vignettes that Jake the Snake Roberts and the Ultimate Warrior were doing, that's Saw. That's Saw. And that's my favorite horror series of all time. I'm not watching
that shit.
I gotta watch this new one.
Congratulations, nigga. You won. I'm not. I can't do it.
Yo, hey, I ain't gonna lie. It's wild. Hey, you want to know why I started trying to be a positive individual and just being like nicer to people?
Because of Jigsaw.
Because I was like, yo, people be thinking that if somebody thought of this for entertainment, that means somebody thinking about this. Yeah. And I worked at Walgreens for a few years. I'm like, yo, I don't want one of these old motherfuckers.
Motherfucker put a goddamn bag over your face, then next thing you know, you wake up.
Right.
Yeah.
I like to play no.
Okay, last one. Solo and John Cena. Or any of the times that Ric Flair turned on Sting.
I'll give Flair the first one, but by the time we get to 3, I'll put Solo up there. Okay. Only because you kind of like, it's like, yo, now it's on you, bro. Like, you keep trusting Flair for what? Like, why? He keep telling you, you're not me.
Yeah, man. Wow. It just seems weird or it just feels weird not to see the bloodline being in a prominent spot. Like being in the War Games match. Now, I do have a guarantee.
Okay.
Which is, we talking all this now. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, the bloodline will be a part of Survivor Series and part of War Games in some capacity. I'm already predicting that the Judgment Day is going to win.
Okay.
And they're going to win because the bloodline is going to help them out.
Okay. Now, they got 3 reasons to definitely do it. 4 actually, off top.
Yeah. Cody Rhodes, Jey Uso, Sami Zayn, Seth Rollins. This is a way for Roman Reigns to get back on all of their ass at one time. And second prediction is, if that happens, the winner and new World Heavyweight Champion, Damian Priest. Because based off what you said earlier, if Damian Priest is going to be dominant up in there, yeah, what better time to cash in? So that's my prediction. That's my prediction. And honestly, to me, that's my guarantee no matter what. No matter what, Damian Priest is going to cash in at Survivor Series on Seth freaking Rollins.
Let's talk about it. Hey, yeah, because it's that time. It's that time. I'm tired of hey, my back ain't this, but I'm still winning matches, but my back. And it's like, nah, man. We done with that. Hey, real quick, I definitely like Survivor Series can shape up to be really, really good. It could, but we can't do a lot of the things that we have been doing. Not saying we like I work there, that they have been doing for the years, PLE like events and finishes, like Survivor Series and War Games, both, because they're not really synonymous to me. They're two different ideas, two different thoughts, but both of them can still be really good. To answer Donnie's question, yes, it's still way more than enough talented individuals that we want to see or that they can make a story out of to make a Team Raw versus Team SmackDown. This is not a Team Raw versus Team SmackDown friendly show, though. But they can do it. You know what I'm saying? Shoot, they can do it with the people that they have in all these gauntlet matches and all these fatal four ways and all. You know what I'm saying? Like they could. But I'd rather see real grudge 8-man, 10-man tag team matches or woman tag team matches.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's plenty of teams that can be made. It's just that I think that unfortunately the WWE is just like, yo, we're not doing the traditional matches no more.
Yeah.
Again, when you watch old Survivor Series matches, it makes you reminisce a bit, you know. So, you know, that's why I do think it's still like a good enough time for like Jimmy Uso solo to team up with Grayson Waller and Austin Theory to go against, you know, LA Knight, Kevin Owens, and like two other people.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, hey, listen, the only SmackDown versus Raw match I want to see is Team What's Causing All This versus Team Scrap Daddy. That's the only Raw versus SmackDown match we need to see. That is it. If it ain't Team What's Causing All This versus Team Scrap Daddy, you can scrap that. That's it. Yeah. Oh, B dot. LA Knight is Mr. Kennedy.
So actually, I'm going to that next.
Beautiful. Let's go.
You know, because then we also have LA Knight. You know,
Yeah.
and what does LA Knight fit in? Like I said earlier, it feels like, you know, LA Knight and Kevin Owens will be teaming up in some type of capacity to go up against somebody. You know, we talked about how last week, you know, LA Knight did have a great showing against Roman Reigns at Saudi Mania. But he does have the Mr. Kennedy vibes right now, meaning like he is clearly being positioned. But so what's the but pause in this case for Lawrence Alexander Knight?
Well, the thing is, LA Knight is Mr. Kennedy, but he's abandoned the wellness policy. You know what I'm saying? We forget. Mr. Kennedy won Money in the Bank, and it was all but said that he was going to win the world title because I think he won it after Jack Swagger. So
yeah, and Randy Orton was like, nah.
Yeah,
we ain't
Randy
doing that
Orton's
shit.
a wild dude. We need the other side of we need the dark side of Randy Orton, Doc, because that Kofi clip kind of sent me in the direction like, damn, Randy Orton got on that, but look who his man's was. So I get it. And also, LA Knight is Mr. Kennedy, but the people are looking forward to this, and I think the work, both in the ring as well as out, it's refreshing in this era. You know what I'm saying? Like, even though I think Mr. Kennedy caught fire at a time that he was potentially needed, he didn't catch fire at a time where what he was doing was missed.
Right.
And that is, you know, the thing with any industry, really. You know what I'm saying? Where you think about music, you think about fashion, you think about sports. Some players, some artists, some pieces, it's just like, yo, this is actually dope, but it's being overshadowed by this, or it's just that. It's like, you know, if you were 4 years old in 1993 when we were doing the baggy jeans and all that. You low key missed out, and your little man suit was kind of fly. You know what I'm saying? But now that 90s baggy is back, now you can really get into it at, you know what I'm saying, 34, and you're good now. And I think that's kind of what LA Knight is, you know. It's also cool that now when we talk about the throwback wrestler and the throwback wrestler's wrestler, we're not talking about Arn Anderson and Tully Blanchard anymore and the guys that follow that prototype. We're talking about the Attitude Era guys. And hey, it comes with a good amount of wrestling ability. It comes with the ability to sell as well as insult matches, people in matches. And you know, hey, look, man, it's just lightning in a bottle. It's perfect storm. It's planets aligning. I still was always hoping for the day that Mr. Kennedy could come back and be himself, and come back and be Mr. Kennedy and get everything that he left on the table, but it just never happened. So hey, we got LA Knight. Let's just take it for what it is and enjoy what we got.
Hey man, get him in a nice little program that could keep him at the top, and I'm good. You know, because we need that LA Knight versus Logan Paul match at WrestleMania for the United States Championship.
Absolutely.
Before we pass it on over to Gear and Damn Tees, I don't know if you saw, man, but this is a face right here of a happy man.
Okay.
This is a face of a happy man who's going to eventually tell y'all, I've been telling y'all since day one, literally. All right, so Logan Paul was out. I think it was a UFC joint, you know what I'm saying? And with the United States Championship, which is that's what the WWE wants. They want that belt in prime spots, in prime cities, and all of that shit.
Yep.
Well, he shouted out who I keep telling y'all is going to be that man's future tag team partner, Dominic Mysterio.
Yeah.
Put his phone up, said, shout out to Dominic Mysterio. My man. Dude, I know you agree with me, but what is it going to take for Dominic Mysterio and Logan Paul to team up and become the WWE Unified World Tag Team Championships? The streets need this, Camp.
The glaring thing is it's going to take Judgment Day breaking up. Hey, look, I know you don't care, and because I know you want to see this, but it starts there, and so realistically, all of my Judgment Day guarantees and some of our Judgment Day dissolving plots have to take place because it has run its course, and for one man to gain the world, he does have to lose the everything that came with him, because you know that there's no way that the world heavyweight champion has to listen to Rhea Ripley. There's no way. There's no way it has to happen that way, and Dom can't whoop him. So you know what I mean. I think Logan Paul is just the guy to cut the promo to be like, yo, why are you hanging with these old niggas though? And be like, yo, and even though it might be hard to believe, yo, I can find you some hotter chicks than Rhea. You know, if you're really trying to get out, you're really trying to. I got some other bad Australians, bro. If that's what you mean. I got some bad Ricans too. You need to come to the crib. Like, what's up? Like, what you want? I think it's just the whole aspect of showing Dom a different life. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, you need to get off your mommy tip, bro. Like, what's up? Like, we doing this? What's up? And with that, you kind of cause a separation between Dom and Rhea.
Yeah.
Because, you know what I'm saying? And you know what? For everything considered, I just think Logan Paul is the perfect person to put the final nail in the coffin, because it ain't JD McDonough. Like, the more we look at it, JD McDonough breaking up the Judgment Day is like the wackest thing that could ever happen in wrestling.
Very much so.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, if you doing that, you might as well literally dig up the Bolsheviks and then like just do like whatever.
My nigga said the Bolsheviks, fam.
Yeah, you know what I mean? You know, I didn't want to exhaust my conquistador references. But saying all that to say, it is inevitable, especially now since he beat up his pops and took his belt. Santos ain't gonna help him. Like, this is cool. Now, hey, look, now they have the story of, yo, my son bugging out. I whooped him. That didn't work. Now he hanging with the dude that just beat my ass. Like, now he's running with the real Raw crowd because fuck that kid too. Like, it's great. It's all great. They just gotta tell the story right, and they just gotta tell it in enough time. And then, you know, I think all of us between the ages of 18 and like 25, 26, we all meet that one white boy that's kind of cool, but it's just way too much fun and trouble for you, and you eventually got to chill. Dominic's finally met that guy. Dominic's finally met that white boy that he's like, yo, my man, cool, but I can't keep this lifestyle up. It might be over for me.
Hey, either way it go, man, look, let's make it happen, y'all. Let's make it happen. It'll be good for the streets. It'll be good for the industry. Let's go ahead and make that happen. We need Dominic Mysterio and Logan Paul versus Austin Theory and Grayson Waller. We need that, you know what I'm saying, in 2024. All right, man, that's pretty much it, man. I know I threw out my guarantees. What you got?
Man, a guarantee for this week. My guarantee is John Cena will resurrect, and he will be a heel. This is what he needed. As y'all know, sometimes I overanalyze promos and what happens after it. I believed John Cena somebody getting smoked promo, and I can't believe a match didn't happen after it. And then I can't believe that he went to Saudi Mania 5 and lost by homicide. What happens when you lose by homicide, Bang? Even when you decide to get up and walk out the ring. He's going to be like, man, all that cheering and shit and clapping didn't get me nowhere.
Nowhere.
You remember when I started winning, though? When I started adopting the doctrine of thugonomics. And I ain't here to say that thugonomics, John Cena is coming back, because if you're thugging at 50, it's a different thing going on with you that you need to resolve within yourself.
Much different.
You dig? But what I am saying is that I do believe that John Cena is going to develop a new character in between that to at least get him in the win column and back to WrestleMania. Donnie, you're correct. The actor strike is over. And you know what? For the most part,
I told y'all that last week. I said, hey, him getting his ass whooped like this is a clear sign that the actor strike is about to come to an end.
Yeah. He's back, but you know what? I don't think that John Cena is necessarily trying to leave on that note. I don't think he's leaving on the note of dying by homicide. getting poked up by the hands of Solo Sikoa, the street champ. I just don't think that's the end. I'm not saying that he is full-time. I'm not saying that he's going to be on every Raw and SmackDown moving forward. But I tell you this, the next time you see John Cena, he's going to have a new attitude, and somebody's going to get a Boston beatdown. That's all I'm saying.
Well, you know what? I can't wait. Because this John Cena ain't been doing it for me. This greatest of all time John Cena shit that they trying to pull, he's still out here getting his ass whooped, man.
Right.
John Cena needs to figure it out for himself. That's what he needs. And I'm praying for John Cena because, you know, you get a thumb to a throat as many times as Solo Sikoa did. Nah, we need this. we need that for the streets. All right, we need John Cena to be out here, you know, getting back on his bullshit. At the very least, fighting the fuck back.
Right.
Just fight back, man. Well, look, man. Hey, man, that's been about the wrestling for the past couple of weeks. We are on the countdown to Survivor Series, and next week we'll talk about next week we want to talk about some Survivor Series that we love. And some we hate.
Fair.
You know what I'm saying? Because it is a couple that's out there that we like, man, get the fuck up out of here. So, you know, these next weeks we gonna really bless y'all with some real nigga oral histories. So, man, take us out.
All right, man. As always, man, it's been a pleasure giving y'all this content known as the First Black Champ podcast. We definitely appreciate you joining the stream, giving your thoughts and your comments. Also in the group, the likes, comments, shares, reactions, rumor, innuendo, questions, all of it. All of it is vital to the FBC community, and we absolutely and graciously thank you for your engagement and your interaction each and every day, as well as with the show every single week. And always remember, if you want to talk about wrestling in an unconventional way, you do so by checking out the First Black Champ podcast. Pick VP DOC, and we are out. Fuck Johnny Wrestling.
Hey, you see they got their ass whooped by the Creed brothers, though.
Beautiful, wasn't it?